Right. Hello. Hello, engineering and robotics and design parents. I am actually doing a combined video for you for three classes because they are similar enough that I can talk about them when we get to their dedicated spaces. But my main purpose of wanting to do this one video is to show all of you the really awesome new engineering shop spaces that these classes exist in. So we're going to actually do a tour of the three rooms in the new engineering building. Just for a little context, some of the families have never probably even seen the Los Altos campus, or at least haven't in a while, because we've had construction going on for the last 3 years or so. So this right out my window, you can see right out there, that is actually the softball field. So that is the field that if you're coming in from the front of campus, there's the long, thin horseshoe driveway that's right by the book room that's typically blocked off during the first few weeks so students can deal with textbooks and everything. If you're coming in from that direction, it's the back right corner, or almost exactly the opposite corner from the student parking lot with the giant solar panels. So that's where we're at right now. If I look to my left, straight out that front door, that's actually my physics room right there. But that building is the new gigantic 2-story 600 building that we found out, I think over 60% of students on campus are in that building in any one period, which is pretty crazy. So this portion of campus looks amazing. It looks like either a community college or a smaller college in a very intimate and pretty intense academic setting. So when you get the chance to come visit, I don't know when that will be, you got to come check this out. We also, our building, this little 3-room building, has an awesome engineering labs text on the front. So it looks even better than the other classrooms. So let's go take a tour. You can actually see behind me our 3D printers. And this is going to be, we're going to have 10 on this wall when we get a new custom rack for them. This building is not fully done yet. We still have some things that are happening in here, but I just wanted to show you some of the spaces. So this central room is actually the computer lab. So the computer lab is where all the design space, the designs will happen. So this is where we're doing computer modeling. This is the Innovative Design Essentials class is going to be primarily in here. This is where, I'll show you from this side also. So we have really awesome, brand new workstations, some high definition monitors, some really awesome graphics cards in there. A lot of the kids have been saying that these computers are actually more powerful and better than theirs at home. Like, yeah, mine too. Wish I had one of these. So we have a full class set. Each student gets their own. So this is where we'll be doing all of our modeling, and even some of our programmers have been doing things in here as well. Yeah, this is the design space. And then got to orient myself, to the left. So when you're coming in the front door, to the left, this is our machine shop. So this is primarily for the robotics class, but some of our other classes will come in here as well. The Innovative Design Essentials class will use this space in their second semester projects if they need to use tools and assemble some things. So you can see some of our shop equipment over here. Again, there's still construction going on, so occasionally things get a little moved around. We've got a mill, a lathe, some other equipment over here, some assembly space. We have a CNC router back there. So this is a computer controlled machine that can actually cut out of aluminum. And then we've got some woodworking, so a table saw, a miter saw, some other things there. The robotics class is very, very student driven. This is a class that the kids design and build everything. It's a competitive robotics team. We compete with the first robotics competition. So it's an international competition where student teams build. See, I have one of the robots. There's a frame of one of the robots, a pretty big sized robot that can do various tasks. Launch balls in the air, try to grapple things, grab things and move them around. So these robots are pretty intense, and our students do all of it themselves. So that's kind of the robotics class. It's pretty much a participation, engagement, safety based class. So as long as your student is actively trying to engage and learn and do various things, they can choose to be a programmer, a modeler, a machinist, an assembly person. That's what that class is all about. And then as the students work their way through the years, we have 2 robotics classes that run the same period. So actually 2 classes are in this entire building. They can gradually work up to different leadership positions. We have a whole captain role system, so they can learn management and leadership as well. So that is primarily in this room, but they do also use the design space in the middle. The Innovative Design Essentials class is kind of our foundational class that goes through all of the different types of engineering and design curriculum that we have at school. So this class does a little of everything. It does a little programming, a little computer modeling. So we are in here as well. A little bit of robotics, a little prototyping and design. So working with the 3D printers and our laser cutter. And yeah, a little bit of everything. So this class is teaching it goes through the technical skills of all of the different engineering, design, and computer science classes we have, but in the context of design thinking. So that is the most important part about the Innovative Design Essentials class, is it goes through the design thinking process. It has students apply technical skills with the intent to design for someone else, which is always very, very difficult for students, especially high school students. They have always wanted to just design something cool, which we do that also. You can always design something cool, but the goal is to break the students out of that mindset and really get them into the idea that, most of the time they are not designing for what they want. They have to understand what someone else wants, what a client wants, design for them. And we go through a whole solution design process for figuring out what could fix a problem or what could improve something that currently exists. So the first quarter, we go through 3D printing and 3D modeling. Second quarter, we go through laser cutting and vector graphic design, along with a little circuitry and coding and robotics. And then second semester, they're working on an entire semester-long project where they are trying to tackle some problem, some challenge, applying the design thinking process. That class is very, very project heavy, if you couldn't tell. So students are going through various skill building activities, and then they apply those skills in the project. And then one of the big aspects of that class is we also implement a digital portfolio, kind of similar to an art portfolio, but online, because we do computer modeling, vector graphic design instead. So they will be building a Google site that shows off their work and their process. And then as they go through other classes in our program, let's say the engineering classes or the prototyping classes, then they will add to their portfolio. And by the time, if they stick with us for all 4 years, they will have a whole portfolio to be able to send off to either a college or an employer, potential employer. And that class as well is very, very engagement growth based. None of our classes are really, the assessments are never truly about, was this correct or not? Because there really isn't a correct way to design something. It's more, are you pushing your technical skills? Are you trying to apply the process correctly? Are you going through all of the different stages and documenting everything and showing your growth? And that is what deems success in our classes. And then the final space opposite the shop. So the machine shop is way over there. The design space is in the middle. This is our clean lab. We call it the clean lab. It's not super, super clean and organized right now because this is the one that actually has the most construction left to go. But this is where all of our equipment that requires really clean areas, and it's really delicate and sensitive to dust and particles and especially liquids. So we have spaces where students can assemble things and kind of work on like smaller portions of a project. This is where the engineering principles of engineering class is. So right now we have our Vex robotics hardware on the tables because they've been looking at mechanisms, like simple machines like levers, wheel and axle, and pulley, string and pulley systems. And we will be going into gears today. So this space has a lot of gigantic work tables for students to work together, that we're all very collaborative. Over in the corner will be where our laser cutter, you can see one of the laser cutters there, and then we have another one wrapped up in the corner over there. So as soon as construction is done, we will be able to put everything in its proper place, organize everything. You can see our storage room, which has so much space for laser. Those are all of our laser materials right there, all the different like wood and acrylic that we can cut with the laser cutter. The engineering class is also, again, very project based. So the curriculum goes through various typical classwork of learning. Again, like right now we're learning various mechanisms, simple machines, looking at mechanical advantage. And then we're going into gears today. This is just 2 examples. And then in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to start a project where, again, they apply all of their skills and they're actually building something and designing something to accomplish a certain task. There is a portfolio aspect to that class as well. So as long as, again, students are pushing their growth, their knowledge, and applying things and properly, and then trying to create a solution to a challenge or a problem, even if it's not 100% successful, that is what we look for. So that is how students can be successful in these classes. These are all elective classes. So the Innovative Design Essentials class, Principles of Engineering, and Robotics. And so we look for enthusiasm, participation, safety is the most important part, especially in the machine shop across the way. So as long as your student is an active participant, is trying to push themselves, push their knowledge, and completing all the work and engaging in the projects, then they will be successful. Please look at my course information sheets that are posted on the MVLA website to give you a better sense of like grading categories and everything, but those are boring to talk about. So I wanted to show you all the cool, awesome things that we have. And by the end of this year, we'll have everything set up and we're going to have kids doing amazing things. So your students are in great hands with myself, but also with all the teachers in this program. And we look forward to engaging with you and your students. So please let me know if you have any questions. My email is stephen.hein@mvla.net. Stephen Hein is spelled with a PH for Stephen and then HINE. Fun fact about me also, I am actually an Eagle. I graduated back in 2009, so I know Los Altos. Los Altos is my home, so I will be happy to talk to you. Let me know if you have any questions.